Shabbat Shalom. It's great to be here with you. Welcome, whether you've joined us here in person or online. It's good to be with you. So we already took a Shabbat Shalom breath in here once, but we can take another one and join us online if you want. Just to be present in this space, in this time, and with one another. And you might take a moment and just, before we welcome Shabbat as a congregation, just welcome somebody around you. Turn around and say hello and introduce yourselves. Let's say who you are. If you see people that you know or you don't know, that's okay. We're going to begin on no page, because we're going to begin with a melody, a nigun, it's called in our tradition, a wordless melody, although it's not really wordless. The words are just ay, 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 or la, 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 or whatever. They're different kinds of words. And then we'll begin.
Shalom, everyone. For those of you who were, Don, is this mic muted now? Don, this mic is muted. Yeah. Oh no, wait a minute, I probably forgot to turn it on. Hold on. That should be better. There we go. So some of our regular crew is celebrating with their child today, so we got it all together though, didn't we guys? Our shul band, ladies and gentlemen, we can netilat yadayim for them, and our special guest, my longest living, well, yeah, unfortunately that's true, my longest living friend, Stu Ziff on guitar, Chris, Jeff, Al, Reed, and Joachim, Reed's son, aka Marcus. We're going to start with Little Nigun, as Rabbi mentioned. Yada dai 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 dai. Yada dai 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 dai. Yada dai 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 dai. Yada dai 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 dai. Yada dai. With us. Yada dai 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 dai. 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 Yada dai dai. Yada dai 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 dai. Yada dai 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 dai. Yada dai dai. Yada dai dai. Yada dai 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 dai. Yada dai dai. Yada dai 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 dai. Yada dai. Yada dai 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 dai. Yada dai 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 dai. Yada dai. Yada dai. Yada dai 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 dai. Yada dai dai dai. Yada dai 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 dai. Yada
2 and 3 in our Siddur, in our prayer book. I invite everybody who can comfortably do so to please rise. We are on the top of page 3. Join with me. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Blessing is on page 2.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlikneh shel Shabbat.
You may be seated. So we turn to Lechadodi, which is on pages 20 and 21. It's our custom, I remind people occasionally that what appears in the Siddur prior to this, that we skip over, is a psalm for each day of the week. There's a psalm for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then there's Lechadodi, and then there's Mizmor Shir LeYom HaShabbat, a psalm for the Sabbath day, right? So that's how the structure. We skip almost all of those psalms because we try to keep the service a little shorter. But what we do instead is I ask you to take a few minutes of reflection. Each psalm is really an opportunity to reflect on that day of the week, right? So to take a moment and reflect on the week that has passed, on each day, its challenges and its blessings. And then we'll come back together and sing Lechadodi. Hazarat HaShavua, review of the week. We'll sing together verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. They're numbered for your convenience, 1, 2, 5, and 9. When we get to verse 9, I'll invite those who can comfortably do so to face the doors from which we entered and rise, to welcome the Shabbat presence and the Nishama Yetera, the extra soulfulness that travels with us during Shabbat into the congregation and into our hearts. I invite those of you at home to turn towards the door to your home and welcome Shabbat into your home. Lechadodi, again, 20, 21.
Likrat kala Hanei Shabbat Nekabe Lechadodi Likrat kala Hanei Shabbat Nikabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Shamo v'zachor v'dibor echad Ishvianu el hamiuchad Adonai echad U'shmo echad L'shem u'tiferet v'litchila Lechad dodi Likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lechad dodi Likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat lechuven elcha V'himekor habraka Merosh mikadam nesucha Somatse b'matshevat kila Lechad dodi Likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lechad dodi Likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Hit oreri Yivarech Kumeori Uri uri Shirgaderi Kevod Adonai alayich nila Lechad dodi Likrat kala
Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lechad dodi Likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lechad dodi Likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lechad dodi Likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Please rise if you can comfortably do so. We continue on page 26 with Chatzi Kaddish.
Don, this on now? Okay, very good. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Ve'alma divrach chirutei ve'amlich malchutei. Ve'chai echon u'vyom echon u'v'chayei dechol ben Yisrael. Bagala Uvizman Kariv Veimeru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mivarach Le'alam Ulalmei Almaya Yitbarach Ve'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar v'yiromam v'yitnasei V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei dekudesha v'richu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata Tush bechata v'nechamata Da amiran be'alma ve'meru Amen.
Baruch Hu, our call to prayer, can be found on page 28. Invite everybody who can comfortably do so to please rise.
What is your hand line? Good. Okay. Oh, am I awake? Am I aware? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Do you understand? Oh, am I awake? Am I prepared? Yada die die die, 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 yada die die die. Baruch Hu et Adonai. Hamevorach, Baruch Adonai, Hamevorach, Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed, Yada dai dai dai, Yada dai dai dai, Yada dai dai dai. Yada die die die, yada die die die, yada die die die, yada die die die, yada die die die.
We're going to continue in just a moment with the last three lines on page 30. I'd like to invite Lillian to start coming forward. El Chai V'Kayim.
El Chai V'Kayam. Taminim l'chaleinu l'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Amariv, Aravim.
Amen. We're going to continue. Come all the way up. That's okay. We're going to continue on page 34 and 35 with Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever.
Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shem kevod malchuto, le'olam va'ed. Baruch Shem kevod malchuto, le'olam va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Lu, 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 lu,
We continue on page 36, Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, וחיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך כיום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לעוד על ידיך, וחיו לטפות בין עיניך, ובטחתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם מכל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Adonai Elohim, Amen.
We turn to page 40 as we join in our song of freedom, Mi Chamocha.
la la la
la la la. Ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Adonai yimlo ve'olam va'ed. Ve'ne'emar ki v'ada Adonai et Yaakov ugalo miyad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai
Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo.
Gal Yisrael.
Page 44, we give thanks for Shabbat, for the rhythm it gives to our week, for the opportunity to breathe, to connect to each other and to our deepest selves and to God. Join in singing Vishamru, top of page 44.
Like to see you all clapping. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et Hashabat Lasod et Hashabat L'Todotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et Hashabat Lasod et Hashabat L'Todotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti leolam, oti leolam, oti leolam. Ve'shamru b'nei Yisrael et Hashabat Lasod et Hashabat L'Todotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz ve'shamru b'nei Yisrael et Hashabat Lasod et Hashabat L'Todotam berit olam. Shvi Shabbat ve'inafash, Shabbat ve'inafash, Shabbat ve'inafash. Shamru
Tefillah or Amidah in just a moment on page 46. We're going to sing through the opening line a few times. Adonai Svatai Titach. God, open my lips that I may declare words of blessing and of praise. And any time during that, you're welcome to rise. And if we get to the end and you haven't gotten up yet and you're able to, then just say, get up. Get up. And then we'll continue with some of those other blessings. Pray as if everything depended on God. Act as if everything depended on you. Adonai Svatai Tivta. Gabe?
Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tivta. Na 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 Ufi Yagid. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tivta. Na 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 Ufi Yagid. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tivta. Na 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 Ufi Yagid. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tivta. Na 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 Ufi Yagid. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu.
Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zolchan Chasdei Avot V'imahot, U'nei Gula Livnei V'nechem, Lema'an Shemo B'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye Achol Atah, Rav Lehoshia, Meri Atah, Mechalkel Chaim Ve'chesed, Mechaye Hakol Ve'rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Ve'rofeh Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umechaye Emunato Lishenei Afar, Micha Mocha Ba'al Kivurot, Umidom Elav, Melech Be'emid, Umechaye, Umatzmiya Yeshua, Ne'eman Atah Chayot Hakol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechaye Hakol.
Page 52. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please take a few moments for the text of your own heart or the words of the prayer book through page 62, 63. When you're through, you may be seated. Thanks, Gabe.
Just D minor, you'll hear it. Yum bum 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 ba-dum bum bum ba-dum bum bum bum. Yadum ba-dum 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 bum bum. Yada-da yum bum 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 ba-da yum bum ba-dum bum bum bum. Yadum ba-dum 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 bum. One more time with us. Yum bum 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 ba-dum yum bum ba-dum bum bum bum. Yadum bottom 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 bum bum yada da yum bum 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 bottom yum bum bottom bum 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 yadum bottom 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 bum. Eat it I 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 yum bum 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 yum bum bottom bum 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 yadum bottom 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 bum bum yadum bum 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 bottom bum 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 yadum bottom 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 bum. Hey yay 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 yay
This is we've had a lot of these recently, but it's a portion that doesn't usually stand alone. This week we have Achrei Mot, and in most years we have Achrei Mot Kedoshim together in the same week, but we had a leap year this year, so we had extra weeks. We had to fill in a whole month of extra weeks, so these portions that usually are split apart, are usually together, are split apart. And often Kedoshim gets the attention because it's got the holiness code in it and all sorts of things like love your neighbor as yourself and all these kinds of things that we like, and Achrei Mot gets short shrift. So it gets its own attention this year. After the deaths of Aaron's two sons, that's actually the first words, achrei mot, after the death, right? After the deaths of Aaron's two sons, Nadav and Avihu, God warns against unauthorized entry into the sacred areas of the tabernacle. Only one person, the high priest, the Kohen Gadol, may enter once a year on Yom Kippur. And tradition says that even then they tied a rope around his leg because something might happen to him in there and nobody else could go in. So if something happened and they needed to get him out, they'd pull him out. So the Parsha continues with the Yom Kippur ritual of casting lots over two goats. One is offered to God and the other is the scapegoat, a word that you've heard before, that carries the sins of the Israelites off into the wilderness, right? The sins are actually put on the goat and it is sent away. It is the scapegoat. And the Parsha finally finishes with guidelines forbidding ritual offerings anywhere but the Holy Temple, forbids the consumption of blood, and details the laws prohibiting certain forbidden marriages. And then it ends with this admonition. Ushmartem et chukotai ve'et mishpotai asher ya'aseotam ha'adam v'chai bahem. You must safeguard my rules and my ordinances, which a person must do. And then it says, v'chai bachem, in order to live by them. The rabbis take this idea. There's an important concept in here that is it's called pikuach nefesh doche et Shabbat. It's this concept that we can violate mitzvot in order to save a life, right? And where do they get that from? It says you should do my things so that you should live by them, right? The rabbi said don't die by them, but live by them. So the classic thing is, a building collapses on Shabbat, and there might be living people in the building. It's forbidden in traditional Jewish law to be digging and to be doing these things on Shabbat, but you could go in and dig, and as long as there was a chance people were alive, right? That becomes the thing. But it's expanded to everything else with only a few exceptions. I'm not going to get into those exceptions right now. With only a few exceptions, you can break Jewish law in order to save a life. So that's the basic meaning of the rule. But a few other Hasidic teachers, the Kotzker and then later the Lubavitcher Rebbe, shares a different perspective. The Hebrew phrase, to live by them, can also be translated in order to imbue them with life. Literally, to put life into them. The Rebbe explained this idea that when we observe commandments, they elevate us, they make us holy. And our interactions with the physical world, there are spiritual ways that we also make certain objects holy as well. There's an idea, talk about it often with couples as we're preparing for marriage or things like that, of hidur mitzvah, to beautify a mitzvah. So a great example of that is, when we make kiddush here, you all have these little plastic cups, right? Well, we could just always make kiddush, even at home with a little plastic cup. But we usually don't, right? We usually have a beautiful cup of some sort that we make kiddush with. And we don't use that cup for necessarily our other things, right? We're not drinking our Diet Coke in our kiddush cup or whatever those things are. There's no prohibition, right, against this, but there's this idea you make something special. You imbue this object with holiness. It's hidur mitzvah. Or if you drop a sidur on the ground, which I'm not going to do right now, the tradition is that you pick it up and you kiss it, right? That we're recognizing, we're imbuing an object with a certain sense of holiness. We bring this holiness even into kind of these inanimate objects that are that help us to create holiness in our life. When we take a cup of wine and we make, it could be, I don't know, maybe every day after work you have a little, Cabernet or something, But if on Friday night after you fill your Cabernet, you make Kiddush over it, right? It's different. You've imbued that wine with holiness. So our goal in the world, in many ways, those are physical examples, but I really believe that our goal as Jews, as human beings in this world, is to take the ordinary and to make it holy, right? How do we take ordinary moments in our lives and make them holy? That's what brachot are really about. We eat every day, but if we stop for a moment and say a bracha, a blessing, before we eat, then we've taken that moment, we've maybe transformed it into a holy opportunity. So we're supposed to lift the ordinary into the holy. When we light candles on Friday night, they're just candles, but now they're Shabbat candles. Now they bring in Shabbat with us. When we lift a cup of wine, we make Kiddush. Thusly do we chai bahem, do we put life into these objects and these things around us, imbuing holiness and divine energies into our world. When we observe mitzvot, sacred opportunities in this world to make, whether they be ritual opportunities or ethical opportunities, we can bring light and healing and connection into our world. We live in a world, of course, perhaps it's always true, but maybe it feels particularly true right now, a world that is coarse and confused and contentious, and there seems to be conflict all around. And I think we can remember that close in, at least in our own lives, even with all that going around, we can create moments of holiness each day. Holiness in our relationship with others, holiness in our relationships to our tradition, and in making a deeper connection to the divine. And it's a way to bring a little healing and repair to the darkness of our world. Shabbat Shalom. We are going to continue on page 253 as we offer blessings for all of those in our lives and in our community in need of healing of body, of mind, and of spirit.
I really don't need prayers for healing tonight. I just look that way sometimes. O Holy One, who blessed our mothers, blessed our fathers from ancient days, bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their names. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yilalei Rachamim Aleichem Lehachzikam Urapeotam V'yishlach lahem Refuah Shlema Refuat HaNefesh, Refuat HaGuf, V'tok Sha'ar Cholei Yisrael. Oh, bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their name.
Blessings on Rebecca Gilman, Hannah Fields Austin, Sutoda, love and
Hochberg, Mary Ellen DeMarco, Margie Wall-Billig, Howard Bush. Kadosh Baruch Hu Imalei Rachamim Aleichem. Oh, bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their name.
If you, it's May, and we have the first Shabbat of each month. We celebrate birthdays for the new month. So if we have May birthdays, I'm going to invite you to move into the center aisle. Go into the center aisle. And I need a couple of helpers. Is there only one May birthday? Come on. Then I need a few helpers up here to hold a birthday canopy. So. Any of you birthdays, or are you all helpers? Okay. We have a lot of helpers and we don't have birthdays. Okay.
Yom Huladet Sameach. Yom Huladet Sameach. Yom Huladet Sameach. Yom Huladet Sameach. Oh, Jeff, good.
Well, we wish you not only a happy birthday, you're still too tall. Even they're holding up as high as they can. But we wish you not only a happy birthday, but a good year, a year of health and a year of blessings, a year of connection to community and growth of spirit and wisdom. And we offer you the blessing of our people.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and may God keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka.
May God's light shine into you and through you to others, and may God be compassionate unto you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God and all that is good be present for you in your life. May you find wholeness and peace in your heart and your community. May you join with others to bring our world closer to wholeness and peace. We say together,
Amen.
In our continuing joint venture with Mark Feinman, one of our TBI congregants, we have our birthday pencils and chocolates here. The pencils are the TBI part, and the chocolate is the Mark Feinman part. So the pencils say Yom Huladet Sameach on them in Hebrew, which is happy birthday. And we'll sing you out. Here we go.
Yom Huladet Sameach. 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 Yom Huladet Sameach.
At the beginning of the service, we lit our candles. You see that there's a third candle there, which we've been lighting since October 7th for those who cannot gather with their communities and light Shabbat candles. And as we just take a pause for a connection to our Jewish family, wherever they are, and we hold the suffering of their suffering, and our hearts are big enough to hold the suffering beyond our Jewish family, of course, as well. There's plenty of suffering around. We offer a prayer for Israel. We're on page 259. Avinu shebashamayim sur Yisrael v'goalo, barech et medinat Yisrael reshit tzmichat geulatenu. Avinu shebashamayim, protector and redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel with its marking of redemption. Shield it beneath the wings of your love, spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and your truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. And we say together, Amen. And we turn to page 261. And we have a new month coming up, so we're going to start in the middle of the page. Our God and God of our ancestors, may the new month bring us goodness and blessing. May we have long life, peace, prosperity, a life exalted by love of Torah and reverence for the divine, a life in which the longings of our hearts are fulfilled for good.
Rosh Chodesh Iyar Yiyeh B'Yom Chamishi.
The new month of Iyar begins on Thursday. And now,
278.
278. We've got a lot of special things here. Short, but special. We've been counting the Omer in the evening. And so we start at the top English there on the top of page 278. I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer.
הנני מוכן ומזומן לקיים מצוות עשה של ספירת העומר. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו על ספירת העומר.
Praise to you, Adonai, sovereign of all, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to count the Omer.
היום 11 יום שהם שבוע אחד ו4 ימים לעומר.
So today is the 11th day, which is 2 weeks and 4 days. I'm
Actually, the 10th.
sorry. Today is the 11th day, right?
I think it's
Hayom.
Asar Yom, 10 days. Oh, and Achad Asar. Maybe this is tomorrow. That's there. Let's count it correctly. We
Let's
cannot.
count it correctly. Let's make sure we have it right. I don't know. I'm looking at my app.
Oh, it is. Okay, we're right. Again. היום 11 יום שהם שבוע אחד ו4 ימים לעומר.
Tonight begins the 11th day. We have 39 days left until Shavuot, and it is the fourth 1 week and 4 days of the Omer. And now, Jonathan Brown.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees, thank you all for being here, both in the sanctuary and online. Toda Rabbah to Rabbi Kupitz for leading our service in such a thoughtful way, and to Cantor Bush for providing richness and voice in music. To all of our musicians, thank you for sharing your gifts with us tonight and making it such a joyful service. Thank you also to Lillian Brown and Gabriel Stobel for assisting Rabbi tonight. And thank you to everyone who donated to tonight's Oneg. Thank you to our greeters, Kylie Sykes, Debbie Harris, Vicki Hollander, and Judy Rose. Thank you to Nathan and our security staff. After the service, we gather in the social hall for Kiddush, motzi, refreshments, and conversation. Please take this opportunity to get to know someone new, which will help us continue to build our warm, personal Jewish community. As you all know, we have a busy and engaged community. Find what interests you in our weekly update emailed every Thursday, the monthly Kahila, and our website and Facebook pages. I do want to highlight a few upcoming events. The Team Tzedek food drive. Every month there's a different particular food that we try to bring to Inland Valley Hope Partners, and the box for collections is in the foyer. The Great TBI Bake Off will be on May 19th, and the congregational meeting will be on May 23rd. Thank you all. Shabbat Shalom.
You want to thank Don?
Thank Don Pollock for manning our video feed today. I want to say special thanks once again to our shul band, Chris and Jeff on percussion, Regrats on keyboards, Marcus Gratzdalang on the bass, Al Shapiro on woodwinds, Regrats on keyboards. Also want to give a special Yasher Koach to my old friend Stu, who at a slightly advanced age will be awarded his Bachelor of Music degree this coming week at the Berklee College of Music in Boston. So it's a real testament to vision and diligence. It was a 4-year full-time program, so mostly done remotely, but a real accomplishment, and I'm very proud of him. And if you get a chance to see him at the Oneg,
Feed him a cookie.
Feed him a cookie. That's it. So mazal tov. One other thing is, I think we all, hopefully on the TBI mailing universe, got a reminder before Shabbat that this Sunday at 4 p.m. is our Yom HaShoah commemoration. Yom HaShoah this year begins formally on the calendar on Sunday night, so we'll be previewing that sacred time with a wonderful program with myself and Rabbi and Randy, and we're going to be screening a film called One Survivor Remembers, which won the Academy Award and the Emmy when it was produced a few years ago by the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum and HBO. So it's about 35 minutes. The program itself will be less than an hour and a half. So please join us if you're available here in person in the sanctuary, and it will also be online.
Page 282, middle of the page, Aleinu L'Shabeach. If you can comfortably rise, I invite you to do so.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשינו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
287.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו Shemo Echad.
You may be seated. Page 294. We take a moment to remember those who have been important in our lives and have left this earth, those who have died in recent days or at this time in years past. Remember the recent deaths of Rita Warshaw, mother of Jack Warshaw, of George Beatty, mother of Laura, brother of Lori Beatty. Remember the Yortzites, the anniversaries of the deaths of Roy Abrams, Ethel Banilover, David Benson, Ida Brill, Harry Brown, Ann E. Chesler, Charlene Riva Chester, Bernard Cooper, Alberto Crespo, Annette Feynman, Jacob Friedman, Sari Friedman, Tony Groveman, Eileen Harrison, Garrett Hill, Richard Hirschfelder, Martha Knowles, Mel Laub, Leonard Levin, George Levy, Robert Levine, Sue Levy, Francis Lieberman, Arnold Morrison, David Rosenberg, Maria Rothbart, Miklos Rothbart, Tibor Rothbart, Margaret Russell, Frida Salinas, Ricky Serlin, Lillian Sucherdollar, Julius Title, David Tobias, Betty May Tons. If you're remembering somebody on the Shabbat, would like to add the name to those I've mentioned or restate a name I've mentioned, please feel free to do so as I come by your row. If you're in a time of mourning or observing a Yortzeit on the Shabbat, I invite you to please rise. And I invite the rest of the congregation, if it's your custom, to rise and embrace in support of those who mourn. Kaddish 294. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, b'alma divrach irute v'amlich malchute, b'chayachon v'yomechon, uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yahei shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam olomei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shmei dukudasha brichu, le'elam in kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiram bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. We conclude on page 321, the last stanza, Biyado. Yado af kidruchi, beit ishan ve'aira, ve'imruchi geviati, Adonai li v'lo yiram, ve'imruchi geviati, Adonai li. My soul I give to you.
My soul I give to you.
My spirit in your care.
My spirit in your care.
Draw me near, I shall not fear.
Draw me near, I shall not
Hold me in your hand.
hold me in your hand.
Draw me near, I shall not fear.
Draw me near, I shall not
Safely in your hands.
safely in your hand.
My soul I give to you. My soul I give to you. My spirit in your care. My spirit in your care. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Hold me in your hand. Hold me in your hand. Draw me near. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Safely in your hand. Be'ado av kidruchi, be'ado av kidruchi, be'tishan ve'a'ira, be'tishan ve'a'ira, ve'imruchi geviati, ve'imruchi geviati. Adonai li velo ira, Adonai li velo ira, ve'imruchi geviati. Adonai li velo ira. For those who have joined us online, thank you for being with us. Shabbat Shalom. For all of you in the sanctuary, please join us in the social hall for Kiddush, Motzi, refreshments. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.